title. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, you see it. We're on South Beach right now. Took a bit of a surprise visit to the South Beach today, and I had some downtime, so I'm just kind of patrolling Collins Avenue and all the beautiful sights and sounds of South Beach. So it's great to be out here, man. We don't get out here enough. But in this particular video, guys, I got a comment recently. I can't even remember the guy's name who commented this, but somebody asked a question in one of my videos recently, and they said, BT, True School, Brendan, what on God's green earth is an interim title? Because, I hear that term thrown out a lot. I watch these fights and the guy has a belt, but he's not really the champion. So what is the interim champion? What does winning an interim belt really mean in the grand scheme of things? So I'm gonna try to do my best to kind of explain that to you guys as we're walking through South Beach, and I guess you guys can enjoy the sights behind me. But interim title, I think it's kind of in the term, like interim. So interim is short for the word intermediate, right? Meaning a short period of time. So the purpose of interim title is really to keep track of the politics of boxing, the minutia of boxing, because a lot of people say, well, the interim title makes it harder to keep up with the politics of boxing, and I used to think that too before I really knew what it was about. But no, it actually helps you keep track of things easier, because let's break it down. In every weight class in boxing, you have 4 world title organizations. You got the WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO, right? Each one of these 4 sanctioning bodies has a mandatory challenger. And some of them are stricter than others. Like the IBF is a bit stricter about enforcing the mandatories than the other sanctioning bodies. But either way you cut it up, slice and dice, you got 4 mandatory challengers. So what winds up happening is, if there's not like a unified champion or undisputed champion, let's just say in a weight class you got one fighter holding 4 fighters holding 1 belt, 4 different champions. And that's 4 different mandatories, right? So you may have guys in the rankings that are the same in each governing body, and then one guy may not get the shot right when he's supposed to. So what winds up happening is these guys need to stay active, and the other guys in the rankings got to stay active. So what winds up happening is they have the interim titles because it's basically like a way of having the mandatory challenger available for when the other mandatory is taken care of. So for example, I'll use an example, right? We'll go to the heavyweight division right now, just so you guys understand what I'm talking about. So like right now in the heavyweight division, you currently got Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk who hold all the belts. The WBO mandatory at this moment in time, I believe, is Joe Joyce. The IBF mandatory is Philip Hrgovic, and the WBA mandatory is Daniel Dubois. So right now, Joe Joyce and Hrgovic know they're not. Joe Joyce and Hrgovic are not going to get Usyk and Fury next. So what the IBF and WBO have done respectively is that they've ordered interim bouts, meaning that the winner of those fights in the intermediate period will become the mandatory for whenever Usyk and Fury fight. So Philip Hrgovic, he doesn't have an opponent yet, but they're talking about him potentially fighting Andy Ruiz Jr. The IBF's ordered that fight. The winner of that fight will become the IBF mandatory. Although, by the way, Hrgovic is already the mandatory, but what I'm saying is, in the intermediate period when they fight, Hrgovic versus Ruiz will, cement the IBF mandatory from when Usyk and Fury fight or whenever. WBO has Joe Joyce fighting Zhang Zhilei, and that's a WBO interim title fight. So the winner of that becomes the WBO mandatory once the whole Fury-Usyk saga clears up. And then another reason why interim belts are important is because, let's say in lower weight classes, because there's no weight class above heavyweight, but let's just say we'll use the welterweight division. Let's just say, if a fighter winds up winning the interim belt and the champion vacates, then what winds up happening is the sanctioning body can either A, upgrade the fighter to full champion, or B, that fighter will get the first title shot once the opponent vacates or the champion vacates the belt, I should say. So yeah, basically when you're the interim champion, it's pretty much the next best thing towards being a mandatory, because you're pretty much the mandatory in the de facto sense. So it just helps governing bodies to keep track of, you know, who's who in the weight class, and it does give you like an edge over other contenders, because being the interim champion is much better than being the number 7th or number 10 or number 13th ranked contender. If you're the numbers, like if you're like just a regular contender who's not in the top 2 or 3, not an interim champion, then you know you got some work to do to get your shot at the crown. But that's my interpretation of what an interim title is. I hope I did a good job of explaining that to you guys. You guys have a better sense of what it actually means to be an interim champion. All it means is that the champions, the actual champions, they're tied up, and the mandatories aren't getting their shots. So it's just a way of saying, hey, the mandatories are going to stay active, and they're going to fight somebody else in the rankings, and the winner of that will be the mandatory once the champions are done taking care of their business. So yeah, that's what an interim belt is. If you guys got anything to add to what I said, and maybe anything I missed, or maybe I said something wrong, feel free to correct me. Feel free to add in the comments down below. You know, I do like reading your guys' comments. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. You know, I really do appreciate all the support we've been getting this year. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.